Hello everyone, and welcome back to Vampire The Masquerade Coteries of New York. So I did a test run of a Bruja, and I was addicted to Greater. So he kept staking me. Like, he didn't murder me, but he staked me at least twice. Up until we got to the prince, and we tried to escape instead of, use Sophie's offer. And instead, we had our legs cut off, and then we were beheaded. And it was game over. So, for the most part, it pretty much choices didn't matter. And then choice actually did matter. So yeah, sort of. Also, after that, the whole run was over, and the save was gone, so, yeah. Sort of glad we've been, not making completely stupid choices. Because apparently this game does make choices matter at some point. Just my headset, because I'm never happy with my headset's position. Like, it never feels like the mic is where it should be. But here's the problem now. So we have this. This is basically telling us this here's what time it is. It's after. It's basically. Yeah. It's night. This here's day. We of course skip day because we're vampires. The problem is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential choices. Because, I mean, we could hang out with the gangrel, could hang out with Nosferatu, who that turned. You don't really look like a Nosferatu, though. We could hang out with Hope again, because I'm sure that would be fun. So I want to go hang out with the Tramiel, but then there's also this. First, I don't really know how much time I really have. Like, in general. Like, it feels like, what is it? Like, for example, one of those dating well, sort of RPG visual novel things, where basically, you have, like, say, 30 days to get the girl. But then there's, like, 10 girls, and you have to work on your stats, and you have to go to, like, I don't know, something else, like school or something. You have to work on your stats, make sure you manage your lessons, while also finding enough time or energy to work on relationships. Yeah, maybe it's not all that at once right now, but that's sort of what it feels like. Trying to manage everything when not knowing how long you really have, though, bothers me. It's like, I don't know. Do I go continue to work with her and continue this route? Yes, we're going to count her out. We're going to continue this way, or we're going to go for the Tramiel and see how that goes. And is it going to end up with basically, oh, you did stuff between both of them. Well, you don't get the good ending because you didn't focus on only one of them. I don't really know, and that's bothering me. And then there's this. I don't know what this is. What is this? Like, I'm trying to work on other stuff, and it's like, oh, there's this new person who wants you to meet. Part 1. My head. There's that. I'm gonna go over to the Jamil. I might regret this. I probably will regret this. It's probably gonna be like, oh well, you didn't choose the right path. You didn't choose the main story stuff. You lost the game now. But yeah, Selfie mention of a vampire clan of blood sources sparked your attention. One of them, Agathon, could potentially be your introduction to the bizarre powers of Jermail. Does that mean we can learn blood magic eventually? I don't really want to learn blood magic. Well, could be useful, but yeah, less so in a visual novel. Remember the address given to you by Sophie, a small bookstore, smack dab in the middle of Broadway, of all places. What really catches you off guard there is the store's display. What you heard about is around the influence with their ties to the cult and the mystical. You now look at the oddball collector items in the display window, it all feels borderline satirical. But there are any... You cover everything from your different practices and homeopathy to wellness and self-motivation. In fact, the amusing juxtapositions don't end there either. There's a copy Anton LaVey's satanic Bible tucked behind a cheap smiling Buddha. Now we turn on hematology, so that's a teen-oriented pamphlet on the blood type. Personality theory. A number of religious and quasi-religious symbols, lockets, pins, various, and blazoned paraphernalia or haphazardly stored across the display in between the tomes. Before you even open the door, you can smell the burning incense and hear the corny far east tinged music seeping through the crackling speaker mounted above the entrance. Much more quaint than what you expected from what Sophie told you about the so-called warlocks. Don't look that much interest in impressing outsiders. Even though there's anything you've learned in these past few nights is that appearances can be deceiving. This time of night, the shop appears to be closed, regardless you ring the bell. Are we actually going to see the inside of this, or are we just going to stare at this screen? You're shuffling around inside. A brief moment later, the latch slides and the door is pushed open just a few inches. Tired-looking blonde in loose clothes appears in the crack. She seems confused, like you just woke her up. She lets out a yawn, scratching at her tattooed neck. Finally, she's squinting in her general direction. A pierced lip curves into an awkward smile. Can we stop with the stupid questions? Yeah. Is Agathon in? Looking for a guy named Agathon. Is he around? Groves a suspicious look over, but opens the door. She takes a few steps back, and you hear her steps coming from behind a floral curtain that covers the back door. The spectral, smart-looking woman emerges and looks straight at you. Oh, who are you? Your coat really reminds me of Strauss's. Maybe a little bit more purplish than red, but still. Come in and follow me, just don't touch anything, please. Going through the store inside, I expected the stuffy air smells of sandalwood, frankincense, and a dozen other aromas. One leads you behind the curtain through the back door, onto a rickety staircase. Oh, well, that's a thing. 5 steps takes you up to the second story. You instantly notice a change in decor. Tacky new age word took its way to something you somewhere across between a library and a workshop. The smell is strong too, but much more layered. Not sure what to make of it at first, but with each whiff it becomes apparent. Blood. The aroma, though subtle at first, soon becomes overpowering and takes you a moment to adapt and focus. Ah, you are still... Oh, jeez. You're the Isling Sturbridge. I don't think you know who you're speaking with, so an introduction is order. My name is Isling Sturbridge, and I'm the High Regent of the Chantry of the Five Boroughs. Don't know why I decided to go with this voice for her. You are like a terrific rat. You say you're lucky the ward office building is only there for notifications tonight. Otherwise, it would have been quite unpleasant. There's your question, Agathon is here, but he thought it worked and I won't want to disturb him. Am I to understand this is a social visit? High Regent. It's Chantry, 5 Boroughs. That's quite a mouthful. That's not fancy, but that's because there's a well-established tradition behind it. Maybe wise not to ridicule, some might take offense, me for one. What you're here for? So here's the thing, I'm just gonna say Sophie mentioned Agathon to me. Sophie suggests I should make an Agathon. Said he's quite knowledgeable. Did she now? I said looks you up and down. Confidence seems to change, but you can tell she's judged what you said. Oh, that's new. Suddenly the manager from side of him. He doesn't even look at you, lost in his own thoughts. I guess he looks more gangrel than Tremere, but oh well. I'm advertising. I think I know how to find it. Fetches himself as he notices you. His face turns sour. A visitor? Yes, we were just discussing you, in fact. Is that so? Sophie Langley recommended that I contact you about teaming up. Teaming up? Seems very confused by the notion. What for? Well, I could use your knowledge on me if I were a scholar like you could teach me a lot, I imagine. You're not wrong, he turns to Eisen. Are you Regent? May I ask your advice on this? She looks you over as if judging your work. It's just long enough to make you feel uncomfortable. Actually, my child, I would consider giving this one a chance to prove their worth. You know, for a sophisticated Chimera High Regent, I'm giving her such a failure voice. I don't know why. Oh. She addresses you. I don't know, she gives me like a... Shit, what was her name? That one girl from House Party vibes, but she was blonde. Gives me those vibes for some reason. I can understand why Livy took an interest in you, Tiffy, and I might have caught a glimpse of her recently. I think it might be of aid to Agathon in its current task. Why don't you stop by giving our intern here a brief explanation of what it is you're after? Alright, so he's in a hesitant look, but the or nods approvingly, encouraging turns towards you. Member of Calantis failed to power trace a handful of nights ago. While the High Regent investigates if any foul play was involved, fantastic way of recovering research notes if there was anything left to recover, that is. May have an idea where to start looking. I suppose that's where you come in. If you truly wish to help, I could use your assistance tonight. Right now, in fact, given the time we've just wasted on idle chatter, I should leave immediately. Okay. Time to put on a detective hat. I thought the detective stuff would be with, you know, the Nosferatu. Firstly, don't ask about research, because, you know, Tremere and their secrets. There's a missing person. And the missing kindred, who is she? Seeing a glance at eyes and stuff, you can tell you're not getting an answer, at least for now. But after research, that's what you should focus on. Well, I didn't want to ask what the research was, because I'm pretty sure you guys would have denied what it was, so... People are in the habit of making things simple. Facing layers upon layers of secrecy, you can only hope one lies beneath this real deal. I'm heading out, are you coming or not? So we could say no. Whatever could be fun. We might die or something fun. Sure, I'll join you. Very well. Gives Isaac a slight bow. I reach it with your permission. She nods. Before you go, however, Tiffy, defer to Agathon in all things. Our clan values of beings above everything else. Prove you can follow us might turn into a mutually beneficial relationship. I will just return and his report. Good luck, my child. Eklund bows again and heads out, urging you to follow. The High Regent watches you leave. Once then Eklund leads you to his car. It's almost funny seeing him get behind a wheel. Now you expect a more mystical means of transportation. Oh yeah, that's not creepy at all. Look at those eyes in that mirror. They're just staring into my soul. And the fact he doesn't blink, also it's a bit unnerving. Drive dive hurrying to the Lower East Side. Agathon seems lost in thought. You for that, or he's a very careful driver. Why so minutes pass in silence? Where are we going? Wormsford. That's a place that's our missing colleague frequent. Seems to be thinking of the right words before he decides to address you again. Let me ask you something. Why me? It's like a couple hundred of us kindred in New York. You seek me out specifically. Why? Well, you sounded interesting. You talk about a few young vampires I should meet. You sound like an interesting guy. Interesting. I see. While you were silent, you're unsure why would continue prying as your driver seems to disappear into his thoughts. You tried to into Warrensburg and stopped by a fancy-looking building. We were here at the restaurant on the top floors. But to help there's your chance. I need you to get us inside the VIP lobby. You recognize the place. It's where you were embraced to be a meal a few nights back. Funny how this restaurant's apparently a vampire magnet. Once we are in, I need about half an hour of focus in some space. It'll be up to you to keep attention away from the room. Can you do it? Just wait for an answer and point to the front door. Go ahead, I'm right behind you. Sure, you take the elevator up to the restaurant, the door opens, and you see that there are a few guests left sitting at their tables. An important-looking staff member approaches you. Good evening. I'm very sorry, but the restaurant is closing for the night. I can make a reservation for next week if you wish. Dominate? I like dominate. Oh, but we insist you will let us enter the VIP lobby and stay there for as long as we like. Ah, good old dominate. That looked like our hunger does seem a bit up, doesn't it? I mean, it's sort of pulsing now. But of course, please come in. We should probably grab a snack on the way. Walk in, trying to look casual and make your way towards the VIP lobby. Step inside and close the door behind you. This is a familiar sight, the same place where you had your last meal as a mortal. Strange you should feel something, but the lavishly decorated room looks almost plain to you. Brian looks at you with something akin to admiration. Or at least that's how you've chosen to interpret the slight change in his usually somber facade. Not bad. Not bad at all. Especially the room, it's unusually cold, and Agathon soon discovers why, looking behind the curtain, a window hangs open. The handle and lock lid have been dissolved, as is with acid. Well, that's sus. God damn it, Juno. There's Juno. I'll tell you it's some other time. Okay. Here's a friendly look around the room. This changes things. Keep an eye on the door on recent time. Half an hour at the very least. Nobody disturbs me, understand? Hastily pushes the couch and some pot plants out of the way, moves the board stool and takes out a curved knife. Cutting into his own arm, he lets some of his blood drip onto the wooden floor. It's pretty fucked up the way his flesh uses the deep red, thick feet, eh? Well, I'm surprised it's not making me hungry, given, you know, this. Not if you don't have found his stomach turn, but right now you feel weirdly turned on by the sight. What follows is more disturbing yet. With one hand, he sheaths the knife and seals the wound. Without he smears the blood around him while muttering some weird chant. It sounds vaguely Latin, but you're pretty sure it isn't. It's all more than a little disconcerting, but he seems to know what he's doing. A few moments later, the circle starts glowing faintly, and thin wisps of smoke surround Agathon. Sits down in the middle, legs crossed, eyes closed. Minutes pass. His face twitches from time to time, and his head turns every now and then as if he was looking around or listening in on our conversation. Smoke grows thicker, forming a veil around the mage. You expected something more flashy, but still, it's a sight to behold. I don't know what the point of it is, but refrain from asking. It's probably best to let Agathon do his thing. Close to 30 minutes, you're left to your own devices. Suddenly the door swings open, the manager storms in. Ready to raise hell. The initial haze must warm up quicker than usual. Try to calm the man down, but we have none of it. He keeps shouting and threatens the consistency. That's when Agathon finally gets up. Off the floor, he shakes his head and casually walks over to the sofa, picking up something from between the cracks in the upholstery. We're done here. Let's go. Who the hell do you think you are? Get my restaurant this instant. Not wanting to mention the situation any worse, you walk out sheepishly. The manager follows you all the way out to the elevator, shouting, cursing. That doesn't seem particularly fazed by any of this. Restaurant staff throw you some curious glances as you walk towards the elevator, but wisely decide not to bother you. Right down here is tense. You have expected to see a police car waiting outside. Agathon seems to relax once you're back in his car. Starts the engine and takes a right at the Continental Army Plaza. Back up to the bridge towards Manhattan. You're just about to say something, but Agatha beat you to it. Well, that went better than I expected, all things considered. Might have a trick with the light, but you're pretty sure you just saw a smile. I used to working alone, but what I'm dealing with right now, it might require some more assistance, and you seem capable enough. Oh god, it's gonna be one of these. Well, that was your day one of bonding. Come back tomorrow for your day two of bonding. But we're not gonna tell you how many days you get to bond with your potential coterie. So have fun. Found what you came for? Don't enough to continue the search at any rate. That seems to please social power for the night. You drive the rest of the way in silence. Don't take you long to reach the warlord's hideout. Agathon waves at you absentmindedly, once again lost in his thoughts, hopelessly so. Last night you should probably take him up on his offer. Who knows? If you can gain his trust, maybe you can actually break through his dodge facade and meet the man underneath. The hunger calls for you. Say skyscrapers, assuming you never any spoil of the birds. It's all prison. You need to get out. You need to take back control. Your life is instant. Remember your sire's frosty blue eyes mocks you, tempts you to show your dominance, prove you're the guts to take what you want. Feeding, that's just the thing. Coaxing, no. Ordering water to bend to your will. Drinking deep from the lifeblood. Fate's special Bible, or some look more ravishing than others. And with you right now. Compose yourself, your rational mind, feeling a blood. Bring to the masquerade's temporary hold over the beast and its components. Calm yourself as a small victory in and of itself. The semblance of command will have to do for now, but it won't last. You need to quench the hunger before it overtakes you and makes you lose control. Well, oh, snap, I do get to go to an old person tonight. I guess we are at this time. So so I basically get to do 2 things per night. Okay. The only problem though is I don't really get an option to just go feed. Oh god. Huh. So do we want to follow up on hope, or do we want to investigate that? You know what? I'm curious. Fuck it. We're going to go investigate this. At the Cathedral of St. John the Divine. Bones, can we even really enter? Well, the way I see it is we probably could technically enter the church because most churches lost their element of holiness probably ages ago, so yeah. Besides, I forget how the rules are now since they changed them and all that. I mean, after all, it didn't even say Jamil who nommed out Salwat after all. I've been to a church since you became a vampire, or kindred as a euphemism goes. You've had to focus on concrete, practical things like survival and feeding. You learn this interest of the vampire system, but you don't really have a clear idea of what it all means. The Cathedral of St. John is a New York landmark. You've been inside once before when you were much younger. You marveled at its Gothic facade. I mean, it does have that Gothic facade, doesn't it? Looking at it now from across the street, it feels ominous. The prospect of an ominous invitation to a secret meeting is a worrying one, but the venue is well chosen. It's hard to imagine a violent attack in a place like this with eyes everywhere. Probably going to die. Enter the cathedral discreetly. You quickly learn this is an essential skill for a vampire, how to move without anyone noticing you. The four forces of the cathedral's architecture hits you as you walk between the pews. The architect meant to create the feeling of being small in the face of God's glory. Mission accomplished. Based on the note, Oh, by the way, do I have anything here? Oh yeah, I do. I have Jamil stuff. So, Chantry is a traditional name for the Jamil headquarters in the city, usually part shelter, part lab, and part laboratory. It doesn't say what a high region is, but a region is every Chantry has a region. The region is responsible for the tutelage of our Jamil and their domain. While the region may not teach them personally, she may ensure our Jamil are being educated. The region's overdues its stage of the clan's protection in the domain, and sometimes its representation on the Primogen Council. So basically we represent the Jamil in that area. Anyway, based on you're assuming that whoever you're meeting is somewhere in the front as you step closer to the high altar. First, there's something striking at your feet, as if the stone beneath you resisted your movement. I mean, religion is superstition. It must be your nerves. You try to shake the feeling of crushing and foreboding. It occurs to you that vampires are superstition too. There's an old man sitting in the front. You see only the backwards head, bowed down with silent brow. Footsteps echo on the floor, and he turns to look at you. Can't take your eyes off him. He's tall, dignified, white-haired, balding. A few strands escaping his sides. He's wearing glasses and simple, clerical clothing. His eyes are warm and pale, too kind for someone like you. Something is wrong. You feel heavy, as if a giant hand was pressing you down. Skin on your face is burning. Perhaps unconsciously you had expected something like this, as of this vampire walking to a cathedral, and it's not the bit of or God make you feel like you're burning alive. The man, the priest. Welcome, my child. This priest stone was kind, but the rising pangs tell you to me that the kindness is not for the likes of you. Oh, snap. Why is it red? Oh, we probably don't have... I just noticed my blood meter's gone. So either I don't have enough blood or I've used too much blood. That's concerning though. So I can't use fortitude. Also, by the way, when did I learn fortitude? No, seriously, when did I learn fortitude? Wait, no, Ventru had fortitude, don't they? Ventru have... what? Presence, fortitude, and... dominate. Right? I'm not overguessing this. I can't remember. Clan... Ventru. Well, here's the thing. Oh god, no, I just want disciplines. Not the clan variants or any of that. Okay, here we go, disciplines. So they have dominate, fortitude, and presence. So yeah, I was right. Makes sense. Okay, anyway, let's confront the priest. This seems like a trap. Though I to understand these painful feelings, let's push forward and confront the priest, because apparently our fortune's not gonna work. Also, I'm still curious, what the hell? Like, I don't understand the whole blood system. Do you? Also, calm down, music tones, or whatever you are. Because, like, in the tutorial says, like, oh, this here's gonna get worse. Once it's worse, you're going to need to feed. But yet we didn't feed, and yet it's gone. What? I don't understand that. I thought there'd be, like, many parts of the night where I'd have to go feed to keep that under control, but it's just gone. Okay. So apparently it's a gameplay element that doesn't really matter. Gotcha. The only way to understand this painful feelings is to push forward and confront the priest. Step closer to the priest, pant rises inside you. Emotions are hard to control, fear, anger, pain, all trying to wrestle you in different directions away. Can I help you? Are you okay? He talks to you like he would have lost faith when he was chosen for the house of God. How are you doing this? I'm afraid I don't understand. Don't worry too much, you might have something incoherent in reply. You don't sound like a vampire, not to being made powerful by immortal pleasure, just another sad, confused, lost soul. Turn around and stagger away, only feeling like yourself once you're back on the street outside. Stand on the sidewalk, confused and scout. No enemies seem to be attacking you. The priest didn't follow you. The night air is wet with the smells of the city. Similar every night. Nice scarf. How did it feel? Look at the man speaking to you. He's well dressed. Without arcade, dark-haired, handsome like a character from an old movie, he smiles. His we know something you don't. Glance around the people in the street. You don't appear to be in immediate danger. Why does it hurt so much? That's the question I wanted to talk to you about. Let me introduce myself. My name is Benoit Segal. Show me anything to come to you if you don't know me. Benoit offers his hand to you. And no reason to deny it. It's not like he's just gonna grab my arm and stake me or anything. And his hand shakes firm and dry. He looks at you intently as if trying to find something in your eyes. You mind staying with me for a moment? Points to park bench by in darkness because of a broken street light. Apparently you decided to follow me anyway, totally unconcerned with the masquerade would attack you, Benoit sits you down and he follows you for a moment. You both contemplate the cathedral in silence. Stop that. Oh hey, now my blood's back. Boy, it came back from the vengeance. Look at that. It's just pulse in there. It's telling me I should not. It didn't tell me I should not when the priest was there. But now it's telling me I should not. I know how it feels, what you just felt. I've experienced it myself many times. Well, you consider how to respond. It's clear by now it's an invitation to come here in order to say this letter south. Think of hitting in fact. Do you have a reason not to? Why don't you decide that for yourself? Let's talk a while. If you still feel violence, I'll let you take a punch with me. I want you to meet Father Anthony, or see him, experience him. Do you wonder why it felt like that? First I thought it was because I was in church, but then I realized it came from him, the priest. I think you're right, it does come from him. It's faith that makes you feel like that. He's safe in his belief. Or you were one of the damned. Do you ever wonder what's the role of a vampire in God's creation? Stop and think of it. Of course you've wondered what this is all about. Or it's about God or nature. You don't really know what being a vampire means. That's the trouble with the masquerade. A human face or a human problem can go online and find something that helps. You can't. Masquerade means that everything there is to know about your condition is secret, hidden away, therefore relying on the unreliable opinions of people like Benoit. Then Benoit takes your hand and presses it against his chest. Stares at your eyes, you feel his heart stop. Heart no longer beats, the eye move. I talk. Is that how God intended us to be? No, he didn't. I know he didn't. This is wrong. I disagree. The question is, can there be salvation for the likes of us? Sometimes I'm skeptical too. On Father Anthony's, for instance, I know faith is real. I know because it hurts so much. But perhaps you have questions about faith in our kind. And God. Exactly. Indeed. And then here's a question for you. How do you know any of these stories are true? I don't. How could I know? This is what faith is. You have to believe something. Good and evil. Right and wrong. Love and hate. I mean, he has a point. I believe we were damned. I also believe that there was always hope. Grace. Father Anthony's faith shows me the way. Well, there is always hope, but she's a Malkavian. So each of us deludes ourselves in a morass of called speculation. Some of the kind we feel Cain, others lower. Me and the camera will replace the faith in the invisible guidance of the Methuselahs who are supposed to watch over us. Methuselah, a vampire who has existed for a millennia or more, an elder who no longer participates in kindred society. Methuselahs were rumored to help in the 4th and 5th generations. Antediluvians would be the 3rd generation. Methuselahs would be the generations after it. Like, for example, good old Voodoo-Lac was like a 5th generation Methuselah who wanted to go nom the Antediluvians and become, you know, totes overpowered, which we couldn't have. Also, this music bothered me a bit. And the camera plays the faith of the Invisible Guidance of Methuselahs. Do they? I wonder how much that really matters compared to the character of a good man. So did I come here just to talk about religion? Do you have anything else today? Yeah, exactly. Not so warming, it was for me when I first met Father Anthony. Now there are others like him whose face shines like a beacon, priests, old ladies, children, anyone can have that adventure inside them. Yeah, this is too much just for me to go along with all this insanity. No, it's not patient. It's been a game for a night here at the cathedral. We can talk more after you've thought it through. Really been out here in the shadow of the cathedral contemplating what lies within. It's easy to ignore his words about the reality of what you experienced while Anthony was holy, you know it to be true, but what does that mean? I was gonna say, oh, yeah, we should probably rest. So I gotta do 2 things and then I gotta rest. Oh, I think another time we might go visit Hope, but I think I also need to go visit Sophie now, too. Oh well, the plan was to return to Haven for the day the sun's come up soon after all, but that's not what the beast has in store for you. Going after that's the overwhelming fountain that they told you cannot be denied a bargain with the time when you could reason your thirst is over. Well, if you don't let me feed, of course. You remember how it happens, Sally? If I find yourself in an hour sucking the last drops of blood from the savage gash in a corpse's neck. Well, fuck. Fuck, indeed. You killed somebody tonight and did it very close to your haven. Well, it's not like the game gave me any choice in the matter. Things like this would have to have happened because they don't let me go feed. No. They make it seem like it's a gameplay mechanic. Well, you need to feed or this will happen. But at the same time, no, you don't get a choice to go feed. Like if there was an option to go feed instead of visit the priest and Benoit, we would have. But nope. Fucking visual novels. It's one of those things I hate sometimes. It's like the game forces you along with its story. You have to follow its story. When there's obvious, we should probably be doing this. Nope, you have to follow this story. But we could have went and fed at any time. Nope, you had to follow the story and make these choices. And now you have to pay for those choices when we didn't give you an alternative. Maybe we shouldn't have dominated that one guy doing that Tamil mission. Maybe I would have still had some blood. But it doesn't make sense. Anyway. In terms of coming up with the sports, our staff became secondary when we realized that the dark glow of the city in the east is the sun coming up. Better make it back to Haven time. You realize your clothes are mashed, torn in places, covered in blood, your victim's blood. Many people saw you get into the building. You don't know it was a panic sprint to escape the light instinct saving your skin. Simmons said that it was time to feed the beast. Cannot let this happen again. You cannot ignore the hunger. I'm gonna throw my mouse. I hate shit like this. You cannot let this happen again. Well, you didn't give me any other fucking choice, so. I hate when games do that, though. It's like they're making it seem like it's your fault. They're condescending that it's your fault when they didn't give you a single fucking choice. God, that's stupid. Like one of the most irritating things you could do to the players. Blame the player for not making a choice when they didn't have a choice. Oh yeah, it's your fault as the player for not making this choice when there was no choice. It's so irritating. Anyway, you cannot ignore the hunger for as long as you did before tonight, cause, you know, you didn't give me a choice. Oh no, I lost humanity. Humanity depends on it. Boom. Not long after you wake up tonight, Gregory knocks on the door of your apartment. Whoop, it's been another day. Or night, I should say. Time to end the video. Time to me complain about the whole frickin' we didn't feed. We didn't feed for 2 days. I don't know why they didn't give me a choice, but you know, oh well. It's honestly not my freaking problem. That's how the game's written. It's like, oh god, it's like Telltale's bullshit. No, not Telltale's bullshit. Oh god, just imagine if Telltale did Vampire The Masquerade. Oh god. Because Telltale has they really like, gives you the illusion of choice when choices don't really matter. And then the stuff that you think you should be able to do, nope, you can't because they're writing. It's what pissed me off about a lot of their stuff, like Minecraft, for example. It's like, well, I should be able to do, nope, you have to do the story this way. But I could do things this, nope, you have to do the story exactly how we tell you you're going to do the story. Creative licensing, everyone. Creative licensing. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank y'all, and have a nice night or day or whatever. Till next time.